Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Kirsten here and we're doing another December Ember prompt. We're on the 21st of December, so the prompt is vintage meets modern. And I kind of struggled with this for a wee moment or two. Well, more than a wee moment, to tell you the truth. Wasn't quite sure what to do because a lot of junk journaling is really vintage meets modern. And then I suddenly remembered about the work of somebody called Andrea Bermudez. Could be getting that pronunciation wrong. But look at this stuff she does. She takes an image and it's all done with collage, and then she mixes it up with other bits and pieces. This is just... And I suddenly thought, well, why don't you do that, Kirsten? Because if you took a vintage photograph and mixed up with more modern stuff, then that's vintage meets modern. And actually, I quite like the wacky nature of this. So what I did was I went through the family photos and I chose this photograph to use because, well, there was a couple of things that spoke to me straight away about what I could maybe do with it. So that's why. But I just think it's a kind of fun photograph. And I manipulated it slightly, took it down so that there was less colour and just changed the colour slightly, just so that it will work better as an abstract idea. I cut out some bits. These bits are from items within Luise's paid for December Ember kit. This bathtub I swapped round to be facing the other way. I'll show you for why in a minute if you haven't already guessed. These two bits are from various parts of Barbara's paid for kits. This is one of the clocks from Barbara's freebie that she did for Clocks and Wings. And these four bits down here, I haven't totally finished cutting out the bee's wings, bee's antennae, only because the bee will end up, I don't want to break the antenna. You can't really see very well, but it's a very pale pink behind it. These are all various things from what's it called now, making and creating, what used to be the Digital Club. So these are various things from there. If you're interested in any one in particular, ask down in the comments, and I will tell you which kit they came from, because it's hard to see what's in the various kits sometimes. That's the one big problem with Digital Collage Club. Right, so what I thought I would do is do some collage that would involve things like this woman is sitting in the sidecar. I've already cut, if you look at this picture, the sidecar, you can see out the back there, but I've already cut that off because I think what we're going to do is we're going to change that sidecar into a bubble bath for her. So she's in her bubble bath in the side, and then I thought I kind of have, do I want Effie or not? I'm not sure, but I did actually think that we might have an extra pillion passenger as a hippopotamus. Now he probably needs to be more on the edge of the sidecar there. I'm going to have to do that in a way that doesn't impact things so much, but I thought actually having the hippopotamus holding on was quite important. I thought I would use this onion. We've got the exhaust coming around here and then out here, so I thought maybe I'd use this onion as the kind of exhaust pipe, and I'd use this clock as the front wheel with this half butterfly wing on there. And then one of the things that struck me is they don't have any helmets on, so I actually thought whether I'll give them all a helmet, because I think that might be a bit over the top, or maybe I'll just give the hippo a helmet, because I just love these cups, and I actually thought, but they're slightly too big, I need to redo them. But then maybe it's quite fun with them being too big. Don't know. I thought this woman's arm might be quite good for along here, but I might not use her at all. Because similarly, I thought the bee's wings as the handlebars. And I think by the time I've got this bit away, then that's actually not going to be as intrusive as it currently looks. It's how much to do this. I did wonder about, this was the other thing, I did wonder about putting him in a toadstool hat. I might do that actually. I don't know if I'm going to use that, and I don't know if I'm going to use that, but I'm certainly going to do this. But I'm not going to do it just sticking these on. I'm going to kind of slop them in a bit, and that might take a while to do, so I don't think you want to be bored watching me do that. But what I will do is I'll show you the wee tool I use. I use one of these because A, it's got a ceramic blade, and B, it's very easy to control. I did have one of those twisty ones that turn. I don't actually find they're very useful, to tell you the truth. What I do need to do is replace my little cutting mat, because you can turn your cutting mat, and that's actually a much better way of doing these things, I find. But as I said, I need to replace it, and I haven't done that yet. So for now, I'm going to go and cut this up so that I can get this sorted. So I'll see you in a bit when I think I'm there. Right, okay, I think I've done all the cutting. Let's now see. I decided not to use the cups because they're too big, so we'll take them out of the way. This woman here with the flowers, I was going to kind of put it in. I decided that was too much, so I've cut off her and just left her flowers, because first of all, I'll say I've used my chrome pen again just to bring out the chrome of this exhaust pipe and over the mudguard. But the woman's flowers are now going to go up his trouser leg and become his shoe. Obviously these things will need to be positioned properly when they get stuck in, but at the moment. So there's the first bit of madness. Can you see that? Shall I take you a bit closer to it? Now, I had to fiddle a bit with the bathtub. I've also put a bit of chrome in the bathtub, so we've got 3. I believe in the rule of 3. But I've had to fiddle a bit, put some more bubbles here and put some bubbles. Effie, I don't want showing, so we've had to cover him up. Sorry, Effie fans. But the bathtub is the sidecar going out there, so we've got that. We've got the clock, which will go behind there, like that. We've got the onion, which I've trimmed down a bit because it was a wee bit too big, which will go what's happened here? There we go. Which will go behind that, like that. As I say, all these things will look slightly different when they're all actually stuck in place. We've got the wing. This is the easiest one. That just sits there on top of the number plate. We have the hippo. Now, to get the hippo on, I've had to, he did have proper 2 legs. You saw the second leg, but of course the second leg will be round the other side of the body. I've also had to put slits in his body so we can sit him as an extra pillion passenger. We have a hat going on here, a mushroom hat going on here. There we go. And the last thing is the bee. Now I still haven't cut the antennae because I don't want to do that just yet. I've coloured him yellow. I cut off his wings because he's going to go on here, and there is a wee slit there. I'm not going to do that just now because I just need to show you what I'm doing at the moment. So that's the handlebar, his two front legs. We now have the wings, which I can now put down like that. Good in, is it? I'm not sure about whether he's too low down here now because this doesn't make sense with the rest of it. So I think I probably need to tuck him out behind this wheel. But I think what I'm going to do is tuck him behind, but leave the wings out front. So it's hard to explain without actually doing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick all this down and then make a decision about how I might do the bee, because then I think it might be easier for me to judge. This is the page it's going on, and I have this old, I've got several of these, but this is the one I've got on the go at the moment, this old cloth atlas, not atlas, map, and I think actually this would be a really good background. So I'm going to also stick down this background down here. I'm going to use that corner because that's got that bit there on it. So I'm going to stick this background down there as well. And then I'll be back. I'm just inking up this on its, mounted it on a bit of map, like the bit of map from the back of the page. It was already inked up before I mounted it, but I think it needed another ink up once it was mounted. So we have a clock as the front wheel with the butterfly for the number plate. We have the bee's legs reaching out for the handlebar, and this one goes behind him, his hand, because he's holding on. And I've put the bee behind this wheel because it was too big in front of it, and I was going to leave the wing out, but if the wing had been clear it would have been good, but the wing isn't clear, so I put it behind. We've got chrome on this exhaust pipe. We have a flowery foot. We have a red onion wheel with the exhaust being the top of it, and we've got his foot in front of this red onion. The bathtub is now the sidecar, and she's sitting in a bath full of bubbles, and the hippo is also taking a ride, holding on for dear life. And then we have this fabulous mushroom hat on the driver of the bike, and it will go on this page, and I've already made a hole through this page for a brad. I've attached this on the back, and I'll put this through, and I'll stick this on the page. I'll do that in a minute. I'm going to put the brad through just so you can see. I'm not going to stick it down just yet because missed it. I don't want to then move it while I'm showing you. I will deal with the back of this when I do the next page. But this is, for those of you who don't know British maps, red line is an A road. So this is them bouncing along this A road, having an adventure. And I'll stick this down so that actually this then is restricted to how far it can move. I shouldn't have folded that over because I'm just going to have to unfold it to do it anyway. But the this bit will go in here, and I'll stick here and here, and then it will be on place, so it can only move so far, and so it doesn't end up swinging down or getting caught on the rings or anything. This is my page for the prompt, vintage meets modern. Thank you for watching. Take care and keep crafting. Bye for now.